All right, here we go. Welcome to the world of Forlon. It's a world broken in land and spirit. Hundreds of years ago, a cataclysmic event shook the realm to its very core, splintering a once great land. Little is remembered about the breaking or the time before, and even less knowledge survived in text. Fear of the arcane magic that broke the world led to the slaughter of magic users across the land, driving its practitioners underground in secret. Divine spellcasters were not immune to this witch hunt. Many of the common folk did not understand the difference between the forms of magic and sought divine casters with equal fervor. This was worsened by a belief that the gods had abandoned Forlon, leaving divine casters without even the shield of their faiths to protect them. Magic users remained in the realm, though fewer than before the breaking, are forced to hide their true nature and study in secret. When their nature is revealed, responses vary from distrust to outward hostility. Strange technologies from before the breaking are still encountered today. Black powder, firearms, and cannons are uncommon but not rare. Steam machinery is occasionally encountered, as are strange technologies that certainly have magic roots. Magic items are often feared by common folk and are brought to local officials or abandoned in fear. It's clear that the time before the breaking had an abundance of magic items, as many can be found in lost and forgotten places even to this day. You are all from the large island of Enosis, one of the surviving land masses ravaged and left behind by the breaking. It's a land diverse in population and culture. Many different races and professions can be found there. No individual or body governs the entire island. Instead, individual villages and towns are self-governed to maintain a peaceful coexistence with each other. The wilderness is full of danger in the forms of beasts, bandits, and evil humanoids who occasionally execute raids against settlements and travelers when they can. Your group has recently come together in the hopes of some mercenary work. You just completed an uneventful caravan guarding job together, which brought you to the Mended Net, a small tavern in the fishing village of Antmore, for a well-deserved meal and bed after a week on the road. No sooner than you get settled, word of a potential new job reaches you. You await your contact at the Mended Net tonight. And I'll go ahead and make...
I'll go ahead and make that I have to hide my magic.
It just, well, it is your call whether you hide your magic abilities or not. The general attitude towards magic is that, I mean, like I said, generally speaking, the best case scenario is that people are going to be distrustful of you and your magical ability. And that's the best case scenario for most people. Like, unless you're encountering another magic user or the rare person who is familiar and okay with magic, generally speaking, when you're talking to like everyday NPCs, they're at least going to distrust you, if not be outwardly hostile when they realize that you're magical. So it's, walking down the street.
What I'm hearing is you should send the clearly non-magical Minotaur Barbarian to go do all the talking.
Yeah. I'm going to go out on a limb here.
I have a bad feeling that I'm going to be doing talking for the most of the group.
Yeah, so sorcerers are obviously a charisma spellcasting class, and so is Jake Bard. So I'd say that you two are probably, without having everybody's sheets open at once, you two are probably the two faces of the party if you want high charisma. What else? Something else too I haven't mentioned before. I'm open to creative skill checks. So for instance, if Kyle wants to make a intimidate check, and I mean obviously charisma may not be his strongest suit as a barbarian.
Not necessarily my weakest suit either.
For instance, Kyle, if he wants to make an intimidate check, I'm good with him making an intimidate check using strength if he like picks something up and breaks it over his knee to try and intimidate.
Grab someone one-handed and push them up against a wall.
Right. So stuff like that. So like if you say you want to do something, but you can find a creative, legitimate way to use your skills or your skill checks to roll for that, I'm good with that. Just tell me what you want to do. You know, I'm pretty flexible.
All right.
I don't think most of you have. I don't think most of you have played 5th edition yet. 5th edition is super straightforward compared to 3.5. Just real quick rules overview. Everybody has a proficiency bonus, which should be +2 right now because everybody's level 1. Anything that you are proficient in, you get to use that bonus. So if you are proficient with a weapon, a given weapon, you add your proficiency bonus to your applicable stat to attack with it. And Ashley, for your character sheet, I've already put that math together. So for instance, Ashley, if you go to make an attack with your rapier, that 2 hit number is what you add to your D20. I already added that up. So any skill that you are proficient in, you get your proficiency bonus. There's no penalty for using skills or weapons that you don't have proficiency with. You simply don't get to add in your proficiency bonus. You only get to use the applicable stat.
That's nice.
What else? On your character sheets, there's a block towards the top for inspiration. That's a 5th edition thing. It essentially gives you can, under the rules, you can have 1 inspiration point if I give it to you, and that's going to be for like really good problem solving or good role playing or stuff like that, creative solutions to problems. I'll give you a point of inspiration. The one thing I'm going to do a little differently for inspiration is that I'm going to let you accrue more than just 1 at a time. So you could potentially have 3, 4, 5 points of inspiration at a time. And I'm treating it kind of the way hero points are used, where, you can build up a small bank, and then if a party member dies, like actually dies, fails its death saving throws, and is dead, I will work, on a case-by-case basis for how many party collected hero points or inspiration points it would cost to actually just do an on-the-spot resurrection. And if anybody, if you do that, the only person who can't spend points on it is the person who's dead. The rest of the party can pool their points together for however many we need to do at that time, in order to resurrect a person on the spot. And if you do that, if you choose to resurrect that way, there'll be some small quirk or penalty to the player for it. So for instance, if you die because you fall off a cliff, and then maybe you lose a point of dexterity because you jacked the ever-loving shit out of your legs before you died, or in or if a monster cuts you in half and you die, well then, there might be some penalty, like a -1 charisma from a horrific scar you have, or, stuff like that. And then down the road, we could find ways, you could look for ways to try and get rid of that penalty, get rid of that hindrance. But that's the penalty for doing an on-the-spot resurrection. Now, as of right now, I don't think I'm going to allow hero point resurrection on the spot in the middle of combat. You're going to have to wait till the end of that combat to do it. But we'll handle that as it goes along, and I mean, your first encounter is not going to be, any tougher than an adult red dragon. So I have faith in all of you to survive that encounter without a problem.
Just 1 dragon?
Yeah, and no older than adult.
Why are we even playing?
Question.
Really? Come on.
Can I grab a quarterstaff? Because apparently I forgot to get one.
Yeah. Is it in your starting kit?
No, well, no. I chose the light crossbow and daggers as part of my items that I got, but I have it as a proficiency. So, and like, they're what? I've got 15 gold left. They're like what, 2 gold?
Yeah, it's a friggin' stick. That's fine.
Okay.
Whatever the cost is on a quarterstaff, it's probably like 2 gold pieces. Yeah, you can buy one.
Pick one up in town. Okay.
Yeah, you can start with one. Just take the gold off.
Okay.
This campaign is going to
Thank
have
you.
a lot of magic items and a lot of fun shit, both combat related magic items and utility magic items, because this is D&D, and my flavor of D&D is that you guys are fucking heroic characters, and so it should be a heroic feel. You should have items that normal people don't. You should have, your characters, your classes already have abilities that normal people don't have. And so I think it just goes along with that theme. Like, you're not supposed to be everyday bumbling
Bless
idiots
you.
doing stuff. Like, you're fucking heroes. So you will end up, you'll notice there's a lot of magic items in this campaign. What else? Yeah, and anybody interested in using guns as we go forward, I did post the rules for guns on the Facebook page. I know Jake, that's like a core tenet of his character.
I thought it was just explicitly for him.
Actually, I had already planned on there being guns in this campaign. And then the fact that without even knowing that, Jake wanted to do a, Buccaneer pirate slash and shoot character, it just worked out.
Right.
And I'm going to treat them as, so for pistols, you can use pistols if you have hand crossbow proficiency. And those proficiencies are the same. However, I'm going to say that to use long guns, to use muskets or blunderbusses or anything like that, a two-handed long gun, using that is drastically different than using a bow or even a crossbow. So, it's different than using a bow. So if you have either martial weapon proficiency, you're proficient with all firearms. If you don't have martial weapon proficiency, hand crossbows, having proficiency in hand crossbows gives you proficiency in pistols, and having any kind of crossbow, two-handed crossbow proficiency, that gives you long gun proficiency. That gives you musket and blunderbuss proficiency. And if you don't have any of those things and you still want to use guns down the road, we'll work something out for how you get proficiency with them. If nothing else, it could be a feat that you could choose to take instead of an ability score improvement. We could do a little homebrew feat for you to give you proficiency.
Why would I ever take a feat? Come on, man.
Jacking up those ability scores. Yeah.
I've already got the only feat I need.
What is that?
Crossbow expertise.
For the pew pew.
All of them.
And I worked it out with Jake for everybody else's info. I worked it out that the feat crossbow, what is it? Crossbow expertise. That feat lets you make a weapon, or maybe it's a light weapon attack with one hand. You can shoot a hand crossbow with the other hand as a bonus action. And
Wow.
I told Jake that feat also applies to pistols, because that's fine with me. So yeah, so that's what we got there. All right, so actually, to kick us off, I need a volunteer, and I'm not going to tell you what you're volunteering for.
Me.
Last time I volunteered, I had to do shit for 6 years. I'm not. That's not happening.
Hey. Oh, okay, that's fine. Wait, no, you have the purple one. Give Daddy the green one. Come here. Give Daddy the green one, please.
Go play.
Thanks, VP.
Go play.
Go ahead. You can take the purple one. All right, so was that was John, Randy, and Jake all volunteered?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Anybody volunteering, roll a d20. Whoever gets the highest gets it.
Sure.
I got a 12.
13.
9.
Okay, so Jake was high with a 13.
Yeah, that's
That's
a
pretty
high.
light.
All right. Okay, that's all I need to know.
There's nothing wrong with that.
All right.
All right, so you guys are in the small fishing village on the coast of Antmore. The town is Antmore, the village is Antmore, and you're in the tavern called Mended Net. It's kind of a rundown, musty joint. Like it's right near the water, so there's the smell of salt air coming in. It kind of permeates everything, and the wood almost has like a mildewy smell. You know, that like musty mildew smell that gets into everything.
I'm so glad I'm playing myself. Oh God, that stinks.
Oh, lovely.
I was like,
So, hey, get out of my notes. Get out of my notes. These are Daddy's notes. You are playing in the leaves in that picture. Okay, so you're in the Mended Net. It's pretty empty. It's late afternoon, coming into evening. You got in last night to the Mended Net. Evie, thank you. You got in last night to the Mended Net after completing a caravan job for a small trader, a small one-wagon trader who was going from a village up the coast down into Antmore. Took you
Did they
about a
see
week.
us before they hired us?
What's that?
Did they actually see us before they hired us?
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And they trusted us.
Oh yeah, because essentially you guys were available and cheap. So from that,
We all know I am cheap.
so from that 1 week, as soon as you got into Antmore, he gave you your payment. So everybody gets 10 gold pieces from your payment for that job. So you know, a little bit of coin in your pocket. So you've been you enjoyed last night in the tavern. The Facebook group chat RP session that you all had last week, that is canon. That did happen. And that was what your first night at the Mended Net was. You got in. That's what transpired the first night. You spent the night, and you know, after a rather precocious evening, you slept in today. You've spent the day doing whatever you feel like doing in the town, because you got word that, well, specifically Dorian got word that a distant cousin of his potentially had a job for the group, and he's going to meet you at the Mended Net this evening. So you decided to stick around until this evening to see what Dorian's cousin has in mind for you, because now that you've completed that job, you know, you took a day off, but you're ready for some more work, and you're all finding
I
this.
think I'm always ready for work.
You're finding this mercenary lifestyle. You know, it obviously it pays well enough so far. So you're looking for the next job, and Dorian got word that his cousin was going to be in town and might have use for your mercenary talents.
Hey Dorian, is your cousin hot?
is my cousin hot?
No, your cousin's actually a rather ugly human male.
He looks.
Oh, it's that cousin.
Yeah. Oh, it's that cousin. He's kind of like that cousin who. Hi. We're
Like
listening.
the one we don't like to talk to at family reunions.
Yeah, he's like,
Oh,
you know, he kind of does all right for himself, but he's a little rude. And
Dorian, you better be talking to him because you know I'm not gonna.
Wait.
He's rude. I ain't gonna handle it. You know
yeah,
that.
I mean, he's you know, he's kind of an abrasive dude, not really not real polite, doesn't do well socially. He's always kind of that guy who gets himself in trouble. His name's Garlock.
Okay.
His name is Garlock.
Garlock.
Dorian, what's your last name?
Lock.
Locke. Okay. Which is okay. That's funny. I forgot that your last name was Locke. But he's from your mother's side of the family, so he doesn't share your last name. His last name's irrelevant.
Weird last name.
His last name is irrelevant. His name is Garlock irrelevant. So so you're hanging out because you expect Garlock to meet you at the Mended Net tonight. But he's probably not going to show up for a little bit yet. So what are you guys doing?
Well, I guess I'll go up on stage and earn my keep, I guess.
All right. What are you doing on stage?
Have you ever seen the music video to Hips Don't Lie by Shakira?
Yes.
That's it.
Beats.
Okay. All right. Make a perform check.
That's an 8 plus a 5, so 13 altogether.
13.
I didn't do
Okay.
really well tonight.
So the Mended Net isn't terribly crowded yet. Other than the 6 of you, there's Evie. Other than the 6 of you, there's 4 or 5 other patrons in it. It's not a terribly big inn. It's it's got a handful of rooms on the second story, and then the first floor is just kind of an open bar room, open tavern floor. So there's a small stage over in the corner. The bar's in the back, and there's about 10 tables, 10 small round tables set out in the tavern. So you get up on stage, and again, there's 4. We'll say there's 4 bar patrons between sitting at the bar and sitting at some tables, and they're all it's pretty quiet. Oh, she's fine, dear. She's okay. Okay. Oh, did they call you back?
They called me. He was very nice. He was very apologetic.
Did he offer to pay us $1,000?
He did not offer any sort of compensation. He was really upset about the retraining.
That's good.
So he apologized and he explained some things to me. Couldn't get me bothered me anyway.
Are you satisfied?
I am satisfied.
Good. Okay. I'm glad.
Called
Yeah. Good.
Secretary.
Okay, cool. So we went to Busch Gardens last week, and Ashley, we had a very upsetting experience with Busch Gardens last week. So Ashley wrote a small master's thesis level piece of feedback to them, and actually they actually called Ashley back just now. That's why she was on the phone. They actually called her back to follow up.
Well,
Yeah.
Hey, so I'm going to aid in Mornbreaker's performance by playing my drum.
Okay.
By
So
what?
actually then, so you rolled a total of 13, John. Go ahead and roll another one. His assistance is advantage.
well, I got a 14. I'm not
Okay.
rolling well
So,
tonight.
so essentially his drum playing was not terribly fantastic, but it gave you a little bit of an edge. So anybody who hasn't done this yet, 5th edition uses advantage and disadvantage to try and speed up checks and combat. Instead of having, a whole list of possible modifiers for rolls based on the situation, instead it uses advantage and disadvantage. In this case, if you assist someone with a skill check, or an attack roll, you can actually assist someone with an attack roll. It just has to make sense how you're doing it. And what that does is
Flanking.
give the person advantage on that roll. When you have advantage, you get to roll your d20 twice and take the better result. If you have disadvantage, you roll twice and you have to take the worse result. I think it's a good mechanic. It speeds things up. So,
Yeah.
So in this case, you got up and started dancing "Hips Don't Lie," and Dorian accompanied you on the drum. And it
Drum.
actually, as soon as you started doing it, there was this creepy old guy at the bar who immediately took notice and was like super into it. and everybody else like, oh, kind of turned around in their stools and paid attention. And by the time you got to the end of the song, everybody in the bar was captivated and applauded at the end of the song.
Thank you. Yay! Honey, I just do this so I can get free lodging. I don't care. I'm cheap. What can I say? Okay. Sorry.
Anybody else getting up to anything in the meantime?
I'm trying to see if this key that I got the night before fits into anything in the end.
You're all about that key, honey.
So are you gonna walk around upstairs or walk around the whole thing just like checking doors? Okay. The person that you pickpocketed that key from, they left. They must have left because you haven't seen them today. The last you saw them was last night after the
whole debacle.
Yeah, after that debacle. So you haven't seen that person since. So when you walk around the tavern and you're trying it in some doors discreetly, it's not terribly crowded, especially upstairs. There's nobody walking around upstairs right now. So you walk around upstairs and you find a door, one of the rooms that it opens.
I'm here. I've got to find my internet because I need more internet.
John, I'm sorry, I was on the phone. Do I have to roll initiative or anything?
No, you're good, dear.
Okay, just keep me up to date on what I'm listening.
Actually, the 5-second version is that everybody's hanging out at the tavern having just completed a mercenary job, and Jake Dorian, his cousin, is meeting you guys here in the tavern tonight about another job.
Can I get some pie?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some pie.
Okay, what kind of pie do you want?
I'd like some pumpkin pie.
No pumpkin pie.
I would like some pudding pie.
No pudding pie.
I would like some
Chocolate.
Not chocolate. That's pudding pie. It's chocolate pie.
Well, I always call it chocolate.
That makes sense.
Oh, I want some. You're gonna make me get pie that I don't like. I'll get some apple pie.
No apple pie either.
What pie is there, waitress?
Strawberry rhubarb pie.
I can get strawberry rhubarb. I'd like some of that. Can I get coffee?
Yeah, you can get some coffee too. So you sit down at one of the tables in the bar room, and after a couple of minutes, the waitress brings out a piece of strawberry rhubarb pie and a little. It's a cup. It's not a ceramic coffee cup. It's like a carved wooden cup with coffee. And the coffee is black, and it's kind of weak. Like, it's not really great coffee, but it's coffee.
Sorry, bad internet.
That's all good. Okay, so Randy found the door that key unlocked.
Woohoo!
But I didn't hear if there was anything else she wanted to do with that.
No, what do you want to do with it, hon? She wants to sneak in there and investigate the room.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
She's coming around. She's getting coffee because you said coffee. Well, she got a 6 total. It was this.
All right, so
This plus 5.
You're not doing well.
nice. Oh wait, that was a 1?
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, so I do 20s are critical successes or critical hits, and 1s are critical misses.
Like on skill checks too?
Yes.
Holy crap.
I found my guy.
So now on a 20 on a skill check, it doesn't automatically mean that you succeed, but I treat that as like as a bonus. So like, say you roll a 20 on a skill check, plus whatever your modifier is. Like typically in my head, what I do is I give you double your bonus on the skill check if you roll a 20. So in Randy's case with a +5, if she had rolled a 20, I'd have given her +10 instead of +5.
Yeah.
And then if you roll a 1 on a skill check, you fail. So, yes. So you as you unlock the door and you try and like sneak in a little bit, you're being quiet, you peek around the door as you're opening it real slowly. You don't see anything. And then as soon as you step into the room, you catch your foot on the door frame and trip and fall smat on your face.
I laugh.
Ashley, Ruby is standing in the hallway behind you with a plate of pie, eating pie, just going as you trip and fall on your face. As she's eating this shitty
do we hear this downstairs?
rhubarb pie.
I'm still hungry, guys. It's okay.
Blame it on the hangover. That's good. So
do we hear this?
So, luckily, when you recover from your stumble there, you realize that the room is empty. There's nobody in the room, so no harm, no foul on that one. It's the same standard style room at this inn, relatively unfurnished. It's just got a small bed and a small bedside table with a wash basin and a small pitcher for water, and that's pretty much it. There's some coat hooks along the wall, and it looks like the person who you stole this key from must have left either last night or this morning, checked out of the room. So there's really nothing left behind. It's just the stuff that belongs to the inn, some blankets and the bed and that.
Cool.
Well, that's very uneventful.
Well, it is. Now, you can use in this case, so 3-point or 5th edition has investigation and perception check. So investigation checks are going to be for if you're trying to sleuth something, or if you're trying to search. I like to use investigation checks for if you're trying to look around. Perception checks are just whether you spot or hear something. So that's more of a like in the moment thing is a perception check. But if you want to like walk around the room and look around, that would be investigation.
I have to borrow because apparently my computer's not charging me very well.
19.
19?
Mm-hmm.
All right. As you dig around, oh wait, hold on. Oh, hold on. Let me grab my. So I obviously don't need it because I'm not in the room with all you chuckle fucks, but I do have the DM screen that Ashley got me. Thank you, dear. Which is awesome because the 5th edition one has some.
I only got it because I felt bad I was at Barnes & Noble's and he wasn't with me and I bought a whole bunch of stuff.
And,
it's a pity gift.
Hey, whatever the reason.
Reason. Please.
So, yeah, okay. So you in the room you find.
I thought I was done.
Oh, okay. In the room you find 5 gold pieces that fell under the bed and kind of they were sitting back towards the side, like maybe somebody had a bag under the bed and some coins fell out of the purse. And they kind of rolled up against the wall.
Is this the room I was in last night?
I think Jack froze up.
Yep, DM loading.
They were those gold pieces, and you also stamp a wax seal for a letter.
Ooh.
Okay, so I got the
official
5 pieces and a wax seal, the stamp.
Like a signet ring that you would use to stamp wax on a letter.
Like in Roman times.
And the signet on it is a it's like a stone tower, like a looks like a guard tower, a stone guard tower from a castle. That's the signet on the signet ring.
Okay.
Guys, I'm trying to keep my phone alive. I really am.
Hey, if you got to go sideways, go sideways.
There you go.
There.
There we go. No, it's my computer's a terrible charger.
All
Yes,
right.
you can borrow this. Anyway,
Um,
continue. I'm sorry.
Loading.
Oh, DM loading.
Anything else? Garlock should be showing up shortly.
All right, I'm gonna go downstairs.
Sage said she's going back downstairs.
All right.
She's gonna sit at the table with the rest of us. I'm assuming we're all sitting at the table, except for Ashley who's following her around, or Ruby who's following her around eating strawberry rhubarb pie, laughing at her.
I mean, I'm probably getting drunk. Well, at least drinking whiskey. We'll just start with that.
So you did your one dance, your one performance, and now you're having a
All I,
cold.
all I have to do. All I have to do. I'm cheap
while you're
and
all
lazy.
Now, I just want to make sure here. So Mornbreaker is a female half elf, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
You imagine that dance so much differently before.
What's that?
You imagine that dance so much differently before.
Oh no. I was relatively certain that Mornbreaker was female, but I couldn't remember for sure. I just
Yes.
wanted to clarify. So,
Yes.
how attractive would you say Mornbreaker is? Like, is she? I mean, half elves are pretty attractive in general.
Well, if we're going by D&D score looks, I have a 17 charisma.
So
Now,
pretty
whether
good looking by half elf standards.
she's Scarlett Johansson quality.
Not bad. Okay.
So
Back in the tail.
We're out of the big tub of yogurt. There might be a small one of the cottage cheeses. The camo cooler. I emptied out its contents into the snack bin. So you did your dance, and about the time that Sage and Ruby are coming back downstairs, the creepy old dude from the bar that was super into the dance. He's like old, mostly bald. 3/4 of his teeth are gone. He's got nasty, gnarly old fisherman hands. He smells like nasty old fish.
I love you, Buttercup.
He picks up his flagon of ale from the bar where he was sitting, and he walks over kind of stumbly, like this dude's drunk. He's not fall down drunk yet, but he's pretty he walks over to the table, and he drunkenly pulls up a chair and sits down next to you, Mornbreaker.
I'm doing this in character.
You're just giving him an amused stare.
Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know what you're doing here. Like,
I gotta say, I was pretty impressed with that dance.
well, I do certainly try. Some nights are better than others.
Well, was this one of the better nights or one of the worst nights?
It was a mediocre night. It wasn't too shabby, but you know, I do strive for perfection.
Well, I thought it was pretty good. And about that time, you see the bartender, who you know is the innkeep. He's the owner of the inn. Big rotund belly, big fat guy, because you can never trust a skinny innkeeper.
Yes.
No.
Right, Kyle? Where's Kyle at?
Never trust a skinny barkeep.
Never trust a skinny barkeep.
Wow,
That's a lesson learned from the Wheel of Time.
Yes.
okay.
Big fat guy, and he's been real nice to you guys. You know, you've been impressed with the service. He's good. He sees that the drunk old fisherman guy has come over and invited himself to your table, and that obviously you're not really into that. So he walks over and puts a hand on the guy's shoulder and says, "I think it's about time you leave." And this guy's a local. He's a regular, and he all right. And he stands up and puts the chair back, and he goes back to the bar. The innkeeper gives Mornbreaker a friendly wink and goes back to the bar. Not like a creepy wink, but like a friendly, like, I got you, boo, kind of.
Right. I'll be like, this is like, thank you. Thank you.
All right. So about that time, a few minutes pass. You guys continue just talking and relaxing. And it's about sunset, which was when Garlock's letter said to expect him today. About that time, and you're starting to wonder where he is, because now it's past sunset, and the door to the inn opens, and Dorian, you recognize that it is your cousin Garlock, who you haven't seen in a couple years, and he comes in, and he's dressed in rather common clothes, like nothing
Fancy.
Nothing DM loading.
He's got some shitty leather armor on, basic armor. But Dorian, you being the only one who knows Garlock, it looks like he's worn down. It looks like he's kind of like worn down, beat up type, just overall look. Like doesn't look like he got in a fist fight, but it looks like
He's emotionally exhausted.
He's emotionally exhausted, huge bags under his eyes. He doesn't look like he's slept in a couple days. He's just, he's not looking real hot. Like, he's looking like he's not really taking care of himself these days.
Garlock lad.
And as soon as he walks in and he sees you guys, and he sees you, and he immediately says, Dorian! And he walks over quickly and gives you a big hearty slap on the back.
Yeah.
I kind of look at Dorian like, that's your cousin.
Aye. Have a seat. Drink some rum with this.
Thank you. And he takes your rum and just takes a big old swig right out of it. Now that he's up and you guys have a chance to get a look at him, he looks kind of, like I said, he just looks like not taking care of it. Like his clothes are dirty. There's some tears and stuff that normally most people would have mended, but he's not keeping his clothes up in good shape, and his armor's kind of beat up, and he hasn't normal. You remember, Dorian, that he used to wear like a pretty well groomed goatee before, and it looks like he hasn't shaved in a month. His hair, isn't really put together. It's kind of, normally he draws it back in a ponytail, but it's kind of falling out. You know what I mean? Like, he just looks like shit.
Garlock lad, what happened to you?
He looks like a stay-at-home mom.
Yes, and I forgot to mention he's also wearing leggings.
Are they LuLaRoe? Does he have?
Yes, they are, and they make his ass look fantastic.
They look Lula R.
Does he have a pumpkin spice latte?
Whoever said the spice latte.
Yes.
Right. Well,
he's got fine booty.
All right. Noticing that his leather is in a little bit of disrepair, I bring him in for the hearty handshake and hand pat and back pat. As I do that, I will use my cantrip and cast Mending, so that he at least looks a little bit more presentable. Like
excellent,
a little bit.
So you do that. He doesn't seem to notice, but his armor definitely looks in much better shape. There were some pieces that were kind of some of the tears and rips in his armor. They've patched up, and it looks like it just came from a good leather worker did some nice repair work on it, is what it looks like.
There he is.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yep. You blipped out for a second, but you're back.
Okay, I had to take these out because it's draining my battery. So.
Oh, I gotcha. So normally, when you see family you haven't seen in a while, it's kind of like a, hey, how you doing? How's Aunt Marge kind of thing. But he kind of skips all that, and as soon as he gives you that hug, he turns around, he pulls a chair up to the table, kind of pushes in right next to you, Dorian, at the table, and says, I could really use your help, boys and girls. And he kind of looks around like he almost like he wasn't even paying attention to the other people at the table until he said it. He says, I could really use your help.
What can we do for you?
Well, Dorian, I've found something.
Booty?
What do we find?
I was digging through my father's letters, and well, you probably don't even know, but he was killed about a month ago.
No.
Yes. He was killed by, and he's kind of choking up, and he's like,
take a drink.
He stops. He takes a big drink, like a big hearty drink. He was killed by a bandit raid about a month back, and I was in digging through his letters. I found something, and it seems that our family actually they actually used to be. There used to be something around here, and there's some old ruins. It was the old family manor from according to the letter, almost 200, 300 years ago.
We are not doing this.
Well,
I already know where this is going. It's like, nope. Continue.
Normally, I wouldn't even think anything of it. I mean, abandoned. An old abandoned manor, 200 years old, but it talked about an armory down beneath the manor that has, according to the letter, unbelievable wealth and powerful weapons inside.
At which point in time I'm going to lean in real close like.
What's that?
Like I said, at which point in time I'm going to lean in real close like I really haven't been paying attention, and that just got my attention real hard.
Right.
So like pushing a horn up against me, leaning in closer.
I mean, probably. Yeah, probably.
Said I've been trying.
You hear me?
So what I need you for? What I need you for?
Hi, Maggie. Hi.
She's fine. She's okay. She's okay. You have to be quiet, okay?
Hey.
Play with mommy. Go watch your movie. He says, so what I need is two part from you. First, I need your help to go to the ruins and try and find this armory. And second,
no to family.
What?
I'll not be saying no to family.
Aye. And then with the powerful weapons and treasure that's there, which all of you will get a healthy share of.
Good.
I want your help.
I know.
To get revenge against the bandits that killed my father.
Say no more. Let's do it.
I look at Dorian. You better be sure about this.
Can I roll a perception check to see if he's like misleading us?
Insight.
So if you want to see if someone's lying, roll an insight check. So all of you can roll an insight check.
Yes.
I
I'm glad
have
to
no reason to disbelieve him, so I'm gonna.
All right. So
Yeah.
I get a +3 to that. No, insight.
So,
No,
whenever
well,
we do,
sort of.
whenever we do like a group skill check, like everybody's making a check, I'll just go around and ask each of you what you got. I think that'll be easier. So Ashley, what was your perception or insight check?
I have a question. What one do I roll, and what does it look like on my character sheet?
So
you roll a d20.
Okay.
That one.
Yep. Roll your d20.
And then in the skills stat, it'll have the word insight. It's the 8th one down.
I have 14.
All right. So Ashley got a 14. Randy.
17.
Okay. And Jake, you said you're choosing to just believe him.
He's me family.
All right. Good. All right. Annalise.
I'm outside.
She's not in the bar right now. She's the old lady sitting outside doing some sort of weird land ritual.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So she's outside. Okay. And then what about our Minotaur friend Steelhorn?
He got 16 actually. He got a 16 on that.
Jeez.
Okay.
Smartator.
So everyone in the room except for Mornbreaker believes him. You have no reason to doubt what he's saying. Mornbreaker, you misread a little bit about what he's doing and saying, and so you're distrustful of him right now because you think he's up to something with your shitty insight roll.
I already disbelieved him. Like, I don't want to do this.
But the rest of you think he's being honest with you. With what,
I'm not having any of this.
Table. You do believe him.
Do what?
I slide a gold piece across the table. You do believe him.
Make it 2 and I'll do it.
I slide another. Subtract 2 from mine, please.
Thank you. Why do you all talk me into this?
I didn't.
He bought
Powerful weapons,
I bought you.
He bought you in.
armor, potential monetary gain. I mean, the
Is there
usual.
gonna
I
be
just want
treasure on
fame.
this mission?
what, babe?
Is there going to be awesome treasure on this mission?
Oh yes. From according to the letter, the armory is full of treasure and powerful weapons.
All right, whatever. I'll go.
Honey, you're a rogue. You want to go at the mention of treasure.
That's what I said right here.
And I really, after 200 or 300 years, I wouldn't even put any weight in this, except for the fact that it seems it's somehow, this armory is somehow secured, that some sort of magic is protecting this armory that I don't think anyone else has been able to access it. I can't imagine anyone else has been able to access it.
Do you have the letter with you?
What's that?
Do you have the letter with you?
Oh yes. And he pulls it out and he puts it on the table. And it's a relatively short letter. It's extremely faded. I mean, the letter's old. And it's a letter from Dorian, your grandfather, to your uncle, Garlock's father.
Baldwin.
Baldwin. Okay. Is that the grandfather's name?
Yes. Luscious head of hair, by the way. Total misnomer.
Baldwin. Excellent.
Like, he got gorgeous.
And,
Read it.
what's Garlock's father's name, Jake? I'll let you pick.
Alec.
ALEC.
Sure.
Alec Baldwin. Nice. And Dorian, what's your father's name?
Oh, hey.
Hold on. I didn't think about that far into it because they died relatively. They died when he was relatively young. We'll go with Stefan.
What is it?
Stefan. STEFAN.
All right. So in the letter, it's from your grandfather Baldwin to your uncle Alec, and it's old, it's faded. I mean, granted, you know, these things don't last very long on parchment, especially if they haven't been, you know, taken good care of. So he explained, he tells you that, you know, the letters from about 10 years ago, but your Uncle Alec was kind of a black sheep in the family. He was kind of a timid soul, so he never did anything with it, and he never even shared the letter with his son Garlock. It was only in his passing that Garlock found the letter in his things. So he explains, yes, my father, he'd have never done anything with this, and he never even mentioned it. But in the letter here, you can see that it describes that this armory is somehow sealed with magic that apparently it can only be accessed by a member of our blood. It can only be accessed by someone of our lineage.
So Jake can't die.
I could die.
Well, he never said it had to be living. He just said
We can drain his blood.
I'm down.
Yeah. Leave it to the tiefling who is barely neutral instead of evil. Who's barely neutral.
I mean, I don't see a problem with this plan. I really don't.
It's for the greater good.
Somebody needs to pull out a syringe.
We're not gonna
Right.
you better than
No,
chance that you do.
All right, so
You can have me blood.
All right, thanks, buddy.
all right, so now I'm like I said, all I need from you is your help getting to the armory, getting to the old estate, accessing it. You'll all get a share of the treasure and the weapons and everything in the armory. You'll all get a share, an equal share. I'll even give you an equal share each.
Yeah.
And then using that, I need your help to track down the bandits that killed my father and get revenge.
I go for the firm, wrist grab, like, we'll do it.
He returns your hearty handshake, Dorian.
All right, what else on him is damaged?
Doesn't really look too. I mean, everything else is. Nothing else is like broken in need of mending. It's just like in shitty repair. Like it's in shitty condition, but it's not broken. It's just like, he's got a sword strapped on his waist, and there are spots of rust on the scabbard. It just looks like this dude has not been taking care of himself at all.
All right. So
Like
what I'm
he's
gonna do?
obsessed?
He does seem pretty fervent about what he's doing. Like he gives the impression that if you guys can't help him, he's gonna find
somebody else
to make this happen.
What I'm gonna do though is I'm going to pay the barkeep to lodge him and get him cleaned up, back to looking like the Garlock that I know.
Okay. And he seems real appreciative of that.
His fine leg.
So Jake, you're the only one that's like giving him a hug and like he's sitting right next to you. Jake, make a perception check.
Ooh. All right. So 19 total.
Oh, good. Okay.
Car. I've got to find a way to keep my phone charged.
In your car?
Do I?
Okay.
That's why you see everything moving behind me.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
So Jake, with your perception check, you see his coin purse hanging on his belt, and you get to look at it, and that thing, as he's moving, is it's
Loaded.
It's bouncing on his belt rather lightly. Like this dude, he doesn't look like he really has any money to his name at the moment. So he's extremely appreciative when you put him up in a room, when you pay for a room for him. So Jake, that'll be one gold piece for the night for his room.
All right. I'm also going to use a sleight of hand check. This is going to be probably a series of checks. I'm going to get his coin purse. I'm going to put some of my own money in there, and then, oh, I think you dropped this lad. So
Okay. So just make one sleight of hand check to get the purse off his belt.
Knocked into everything. Okay, that's going to be a 9.
A 9. Okay.
Not bad.
All right. So you kind of do one of those like stumble into you type pickpocket checks. Like, oh my goodness, sorry.
Little drinking, sorry.
and when you bump into him, you try to untie his purse, but you can't do it. You don't get it.
All right. So in that case, so we're going to subtract like another 5. But what I'll do is I'll hand that off to the barkeep, so he can keep one piece for himself, and he'll put the other 4 on the table for him, so when he walks in the room, it's there.
Okay. All right. So Garlock says, "Listen, everyone. I can't tell you how much this means to me. This is going to be. It's going to be worth your while. I mean, the treasure in this vault, according to the letter, is just astronomical. Your assistance means so much to me, and I promise it will be worth your while." And he says, "Let's. I'd like to set out first thing in the morning at first light, and we should be able to reach it in about 2 days."
Aye.
You're coming with us?
Oh yes.
Are you gonna get some real weapons?
What do you mean? I've got my sword.
It's not in disrepair or anything. It's just got a little rust on the scabbard.
Yeah, from what you can see, I mean, he didn't pull it out, but it just looks like a plain long sword, and the scabbard has some rust on it, like he hasn't been taking good care of it, but it appears to be a regular long sword.
Better question. Can you use it?
Oh, can I use it? Huh. And he looks at Dorian and like he gestures at Mornbreaker, and he looks at Dorian and he scoffs like, "What? Can you believe this?"
It's a valid question, honey.
Aye. The lad can use the sword.
Of course I can use the sword.
Fine.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll a, would that be insight or perception?
Insight.
Insight.
Did we decide on?
Insight is gonna be a 15
Let's see.
against his obvious bluff.
No, you believe him.
I believe him. All right.
You think, okay, well maybe he's not completely bullshitting us on that. Maybe he knows how to use it.
All right.
Yeah, stick the pointy end in somebody else.
All right, so Garlock, he continues to profusely thank everyone, and he just, he says, I'm gonna head to my room for the night and try and get some rest. And again, first light we set out.
Okay.
And he heads upstairs.
Well, me pockets are a bit lighter. Time to earn some cash.
So who wants to tell the old lady?
Well, I mean, I don't know. We kind of roped her into this, didn't we?
Are we talking about me?
No.
Where the hell did my keys go?
Why are you in your car?
Not it. Wrong old lady.
Hey.
I'll tell you.
We're talking about Mother here.
Right.
No one's told Zonta yet.
I will head outside and notify Zonta of the plans.
Like, nobody's told Mother yet.
So
Mommy, we can go play.
so for the folks that
I don't care. There's
for the folks that played D&D that I played with previously, I'm good with using power word blah.
Power word blah.
So Ashley and John, power word blah means that you don't have to repeat something that the other player already heard. Their
Okay.
character didn't hear it. So like Zonta was outside. She didn't hear any of this. But in order to keep things moving, if Jake says, I go outside, talk to Zonta, and power word blah about everything that we just talked about and decided, Annalise's character is now fully up to date on everything that just transpired.
Jack, did we ever
Okay.
decide
Power
if
Blahs.
I have animal companions or not?
Yeah, I looked at it. I think if you want to like have a pet animal, I'm good with that. But I don't think that it's going to be balanced for you to have like an actual like ranger type animal companion.
Mm-hmm.
I know in 3.5 druids had them, but if the only way I could come up with to do that and keep your druid balanced would be to take something significant away from your druid class in order to balance it out. So if it's still something that you want to do, think about maybe what we could give up from your druid and do it instead. I mean, I'm open to the idea, but I just it's going to have to be there's going to have to be something that comes off the druid to give you the ranger style animal companion.
Salt. There.
You what?
Thank you.
Oh.
All right. So all right. So what are you guys doing with the remainder of your evening? Are you going to bed? Are you staying up? What are you doing?
The night's still young.
What time is it?
I'm getting more pie.
It's about 7 o'clock in the evening now. Ruby gets some more pie. It's the same kind of bitter strawberry rhubarb pie that you had before, but I mean, it's not bad. It's just not the best pie you've ever had.
Is there Netflix?
No.
Is there a show I can go see?
With Ruby.
Well, yeah, actually, you know, it's funny that you ask the other folks at the table if there's any entertainment to be had, because you weren't.
Well, I mean, I'm
in the room.
entertainment.
Yeah, you weren't in the room when Mornbreaker put on a little show earlier, i.e. you were on the phone with Busch Gardens and didn't hear it. Mornbreaker did put on a pretty spectacular dance routine earlier.
Hey, she got to see a pretty good comedy routine.
God. Wait, wait, you're a bard. You can do comedy.
Aye. So, what I suggest we do is Mornbreaker and I are going to tag team this, and I'm going to like sing some random song that's not one of my actual bardic songs, play my drum, and then Mornbreaker can do the dance routine to it, and then we can, I don't know, call it advantage on his performance check because it's way better than mine.
Yep, that's fine.
I mean,
I'm
+5 to perform. Let me find a flat surface in the car.
Oh wait, no, I got a plus. Oh, I got a +4 to performance. So you go with that.
I mean, it's 1 point different. Hold on, I've got to.
Yeah, but you're the attractive.
Loading.
I'm just a roguishly good-looking pirate.
God knows not in here.
Well, the other thing,
Yeah.
charisma doesn't necessarily mean how good you look. It's just how well you get along with people. Like Winston Churchill is ugly as fuck, but super charismatic.
Eyes.
But in D&D,
That's a 20.
woo!
All right, so
Oh yeah, I know. Like
Yeah, everything.
so what's your performance then?
25.
No, I mean, what are you doing with that?
Oh God. Does it really matter what I do? So what are we doing? What are we doing, Dorian?
All right, so I will play a beat.
Oh,
I'll go off of you. I'm gonna go off of you for the beat.
Okay.
Lost.
Let's do What's the Michael Jackson Thriller? We'll do Thriller. Can you hear me?
Yes,
I'll do Thriller.
we're gonna do Thriller.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do a Thriller.
All right, so you guys get up there, and Jake's doing the drums, Dorian's doing the drums, and Moorebreaker's up there doing the Thriller dance. And with that fucking performance check, you immediately captivate the entire bar. And the bar patrons actually...
I'm good at what I do. What can I...
The bar patrons come up and they start throwing coins on the stage while you're dancing. And so by the end of the
I go up
song,
and I scoop up all the coins and put them
Yeah.
in my pocket.
How much money do we get?
well, actually, Ashley, make a sleight of hand check.
Okay, which one is that? The D20?
D20 plus
Yes.
sleight of hand.
14.
It's the third one up from the bottom, hun.
14.
You added your sleight of hand.
It's got a check mark next to it. Does that mean I get something awesome?
What's the number next to your sleight of hand?
5 plus 5.
So,
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 9 plus 5.
oh,
Okay,
good. Okay.
14 total.
So 14. So, all right. So, Mornbreaker and Dorian make perception checks.
My perception was shit.
All right.
You were really into that dance.
Oh God, a 3.
Okay.
16.
Dorian,
I got a 4 and I have a -1.
what'd you get, Dorian?
16.
I don't perceive anything.
Yep. So Mornbreaker is so caught up dancing, she doesn't even notice what's going on. But Dorian, out of the corner of his eye, sees you scoop up 6 gold pieces off the stage. Yeah. So Dorian, you spot her do that.
I'm just holding them for you so nobody else steals them.
Is that what we call it nowadays?
How much
Yes.
is left on the stage?
There's another 5 gold pieces on the stage that she didn't get to.
I let her have it.
Oh, you're so kind.
All right. So and then at the end of the song, actually, the barkeeper comes up and he's just beaming. He's so happy right now. He says if the two of you perform tonight, if you agree to perform for a couple hours, I'll pay each of you 10 gold pieces if you stay and play.
Well, I mean, I get
You
free
drink
food.
for free, and you drink for free all night.
I get food for free anyway, so I don't care. I really don't.
That's fine. What I'll do, babe, I'll help you keep your character sheet up to date in between sessions. Okay, cool.
I'll
Okay.
be down for it.
Yeah, sure.
Aye.
If Dorian's up for it, I am.
Aye.
Sweet. So the two of you each get 10 gold pieces tonight for performing, and you drink for free. And the crowd, actually, you guys have drawn quite a crowd. You've packed the inn now. The tavern is now full of patrons because word of your performance has spread, and you get an additional 20 gold pieces get thrown up on stage throughout the rest of the night.
And we split it 50-50.
Yep. All right. So each of you gets a total of 20 gold pieces for performing tonight.
Right.
And Ashley gets
Woo! More money.
6 that she swiped ahead of time. So, all right, cool. Anything else tonight?
In between each performance, I say don't be forgetting to tip your bartender.
It's like, honey, you should be telling them not to forget to tip me.
Oh, hey, quick question. John, I know you have work this afternoon. What time do you need to be done playing for work?
My phone's my phone's at 19%, so if I can go till 1. It should hold out till then, so another 15 minutes for me.
Oh, okay.
I've got to be at work at 3 though, but like I said, my phone's dying, so I've got to pick up all my stuff in the shop and there's a couple guys I want to hang out with for a minute. So
Okay.
I've got another 15 minutes, but I'm totally enjoying this. I just need to know, like, if we're gonna do this like on a weekly thing, like what day of the week we're gonna do. That way,
Okay.
or it's just gonna be like a pickup thing. because
I'd like to play at the very least every 2 weeks. I'm totally down to play weekly as long as we, can find a day and a time that works for everybody. So, like, if you guys want to do like a set night of,
this is great.
I'm good with that.
Because like I said, all I have to do is ask off for work. Like today, they asked me to go to another store before I go into work, and I'm just like, I can't. Sorry. So.
Okay. Well, and we can just chat about it in the group chat.
100 hours this week already.
Okay. So
Yeah.
We'll do one last thing with the remaining time we've got with Mornbreaker Online. So
I'm going to make my way down to a temple, of which I was an acolyte, and talk to them about the whole manor and any type of background that I might pick up from
okay. This is a super small fishing village, and there's actually not a temple in this village.
Okay, small. Okay, that's how small it is.
So did you just like go talk to somebody random?
Go find the mayor.
Like, oops.
It's like, go find the mayor. He should know.
Okay, so well, you start with talking to the barkeeper, because he's been real good to you guys, and he's been helpful. So you talk to him, and he says, well, I don't recall anything about a manor. I mean, that's pretty far away. You said 2 days travel to get there. So no, I don't think anyone around here knows anything about that.
Somebody who's been around, who's been in the town for a long time, who might know the history of the place. Anyone know who might be like that?
Well, you know what? Old Geb, he's kind of a crazy old coot. He actually normally comes in to the tavern. He might come in tonight. You can see if he stopped by. Old Geb.
What does he normally drink?
Ale, lots of it.
Lots of ale. Okay, good to know.
So funny that he says that. A few minutes later, old Geb walks in, and the barkeeper points him out to you. Just kind of like a crazy old coot, maybe a little bit of dementia starting in. Old human man, and he sits down at the bar.
Go ahead and give me 4 ales.
4 ales, okay.
Oh wait, you're a manager. Never mind.
Yep, there you go.
So he puts 4 ales down on the bar for you.
All right, I pick them up 2 and 2 in each hand and put 2 in front of old Geb. Say, I'd like to talk to you about the old days.
The old days? Oh, I love the old days. What about the old days? What do you want to talk about?
Oh, Lord Child.
I hear tell there's a manor a couple days out.
He kills the entire first flagon before you finish your sentence.
Okay. I'm going to flip over a third one and hold on to the one of mine. So he's got 3 in front of him, and I got 1.
Well, 2 left.
Yeah, he's got 2 left in front of him now, and you've got 1. So he says, an old manor. Well, what's the name of it? And I'm going to retcon. I changed my mind. I'm retconning. He's a cousin on your father's side, so they share your last name of Locke.
All right. It's the old Locke Manor. From what
Old Locke Manor. He kind of just like keeps mumbling and repeating it to himself. Locke Manor. Oh, the Locke Manor. Oh,
yeah, that one. That's the one.
He's stroking his wispy white beard. He's thinking. He says, well, it was as I recall, it was an old estate manor out there. The back in the day, the Locks were were some wealthy landowners. Yeah, that oh gosh, had to be about oh goodness 30 miles or so, 30-40 miles northeast of here. They had a manor, and they were pretty well off, but
whatever happened to them? Why they abandoned the place? It seems like a nice house, lots of land. Seems like you'd want to keep that in the family. But
well, yeah, you would think so. It seems they all I remember is they fell into some financial ruin. They went from almost overnight being rather well off to the manor falling into disrepair. Something about the owner at the time, he became extremely reclusive, and he spent an exorbitant amount of money all of a sudden, and before long the manor fell into disrepair, and when he died, the family moved out because it was too expensive to upkeep. Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. Drink up, old man. Have a nice evening.
Well, thank you.
I'll walk away.
And he finishes the other 2 ales you left him, and he's just sitting at the bar talking to the barkeep. All right, and you know what? Let's do. We've only got a couple minutes left with John. I want to do one last thing. So you guys wrap up your evenings and spend a nice peaceful night there at the Mended Net. As you're leaving, you thank the rotund barkeep again for a good stay, and because he kind of went out of his way to take care of you because of those, the entertainment you provided. He's pretty friendly now. He's into you guys. So
I'm sure he is, honey.
So you guys head out with Garlock in the morning, and your first day on the road is pretty uneventful. You pass through it's mostly open land. There's some small wooded areas along the road, and so it kind of goes back and forth between rather open wooded areas that the path goes through, the road goes through, and then through some farmland. Not really much in the way of along this road. Like there's no other villages you pass by yet, and there's no farm houses that appear to be occupied or anything like that. So it's a pretty uneventful trip. Then you get so you make camp one night, the first night, along the side of the road, and Garlock says, we can't be more than maybe 10 miles from the old manor house. So I expect we'll make it there tomorrow with light to spare, and we'll. Oh, I'm so excited! I can't wait to get into it.
I'm sure you can, Teddy.
So you spend your first night in the woods. You make camp alongside the road. Is anybody gonna keep watch, or is everybody just gonna go to sleep? All right, so Sage is gonna keep watch.
Wait, I'm a half elf. Do I have that same ability that elves get, that they only go in a trance for 4 hours?
I don't know.
Or is that a pure elf only?
Good question.
Half elf.
Do I have a battery?
Sorry, like I said, I went to my car and I don't own a copy, so because that will depend on if I will keep watch or not.
No, it does not look like you have the trance sleep ability.
Okay, awesome. That's the case. No, I won't. No, I need my beauty sleep.
Okay, so Sage volunteered for the first watch.
I got second watch.
All right. And those 2 watches will carry you through until sunrise. So, Sage, during your watch, make a perception check.
$15.
All right. Okay. Let me see here.
Yay, notes.
Nope. Nothing happens. Nothing transpires during your watch. And after your 4-hour watch, you wake up Dorian. Dorian, during your watch, make a perception check.
My perception was actually 18.
Oh, okay. No, no, nope. Nothing this watch.
It's like as long as it didn't go down, there was no problem.
Pretty much. All right. Dorian, make a perception check.
Gotta love those DC.
What is it?
19.
Nope. You also have a quiet watch.
Ball.
So the sun starts coming up over the horizon. Garlock had said, that he wanted to set out at first light. So when the sun starts coming up, you wake everybody up, and you put out your campfire and hit the road.
I don't want to. I don't wake up, damn it.
Mornbreaker is not a morning person, apparently.
No, she is not.
Breaker.
So after struggling to finally wake up Mornbreaker, you guys hit the road, and you make it about 5 miles, and I need everybody to make a perception check.
God, please let me see this.
God. Oh, wow. We're rolling real well over here.
All right, so Ashley, what's your perception check?
9.
Okay. Randy,
Do I get that money into my perception?
Jake,
5, so you got a
14.
14. John?
No, that's a 4. Not a 14, that's a 4.
Oh, okay. What's yours,
12.
John? 12. All right. Annalise?
6.
She rolled a 6, but she rolled a nat 1.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, no, that's a fail. You don't see anything. Kyle?
5 total. I rolled a 2 on the die.
All right. So anybody,
We are terrible.
this is really bad. You guys are oblivious.
Start, guys.
So anybody who rolled over a 10 or above, you see some nice. Okay. And I think Ashley too. Yeah.
No, she actually got a 9.
Oh, she got a 9. That's right. So the ranger is the only person apparently paying attention at all.
The ranger and the sorceress.
And the sorceress were the only 2 paying attention at all. And so as you guys are going, you see some rustling in the bushes alongside the road, just ahead of you, like 10 feet ahead of you. There's some rustling in the bushes, and it catches your eye, and you look closely, and in the bushes on both sides of the track are gerblins.
Oh God! And is that where we'll pick up next week?
Actually,
I yell for everyone to stop. Like,
how much battery power do you have left?
I have 12%.
All right, so we'll do this. This probably won't take terribly long.
Okay, that's fine.
So I need everyone to, well, actually, so you guys spot the gerblins.
Yay!
So you guys shout, you alert everybody else in the group that the goblins are there. And because they're tucked away and hiding, and they hadn't done anything yet, I'm actually going to give the 2 of you a surprise round against the goblins, because they were waiting, and they were camped out and hiding, and waiting for you to get right up on them. So the fact that you spotted them early, I'm going to give the 2 of you guys a surprise round against the goblins.
Okay. That's my initiative.
15. All right. So now the way I'm going to do initiative, rather than bouncing all over the place, I'm going to try and keep it easy. So the player with the highest initiative, that player's going to be the first party member to go, and then I'm actually just going to go around the screen, and that's how we're going to do it. So on my screen, so my screen is it's Ashley, me, Randy, Jake, Kyle, Annalise, John. That's the circle. And then so when I roll for the monsters, I'm going to be the monsters. And then whoever out of everybody that has the highest initiative, that's where we start. And we're just going to go around the circle. It'll make it easier for me to keep track of. So,
Okay.
let's see. Okay, the goblins, well, they rolled a 5. Ashley, what's your initiative roll?
Oh,
Jesus.
It's your D20 plus your dexterity modifier.
if my dexterity is 17, or no, is that +3?
It's +3.
Yeah.
It's 14 then.
All right. So Ashley had a 14. Randy?
21.
Yep. Jake?
17.
Who got that 21?
Randy did.
Very
How
nice.
about you?
God damn it.
You are an old lady.
I can't, I'm gonna say that I can't see because I'm not tall enough, because I'm not rolling too hot. What
You
is
need
it?
these guys.
Kind of
So what
like
did
race
Kyle get?
Like the other dice walk.
Not a 21.
Okay.
Did not get
I'll put it that way. Does anybody beat 21?
Like, no, they didn't. All right.
So, all right. So first, Randy, you go first with a surprise round before we get into the initiative order. So you see that on one side of the road, there's 2 goblins, and on the other side of the road, there's a bigger, tougher, meaner-looking goblin by himself. 3 goblins.
I guess I'll take a shot at the big one.
And okay, so you're attacking him.
Yeah,
All right.
with my longbow. Stay away.
All right.
Let me make sure.
Yeah, so cast.
Okay.
30 foot.
Where's that small knife that you have? It's not- Question.
12.
In order to reach out,
Missed.
is it possible to like sit on
All
your
right,
chair?
John.
I'm gonna do a ray of frost
Mm,
on the big guy.
All right.
10 foot.
That's a ranged touch attack, right?
Yeah,
Well,
it's a range-
sorry. Yeah, using Pathfinder. Using Pathfinder. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. And I add what, +5? So
It's
whatever
your
spell attack bonus. Yes.
D20 plus proficiency plus your, in your case, your charisma modifier.
Okay. I don't. That's a 15 on the die. So 17, 20.
You hit.
Awesome. And it's a what? A D8?
D8.
Woo. 7.
Nice.
I know, right?
Yep. So you.
So,
you
so
hit- Yep. So you hit him with that, and so now we are into. Now we're into the initiative order. So Randy, you're up first.
Huh?
The
Okay.
surprise attack.
Oh, okay.
So now it's your turn again.
I'm gonna aim at the big guy again.
All right.
Much better.
20.
Yep, that's a hit.
Right.
Yep.
D8.
You don't add your ability modifiers anymore, do you?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, 5th edition, the only thing you don't add your ability modifier to is spell damage unless the spell says you do. So you get your dexterity modifier as bonus damage on your bow attacks, on your dexterity attacks.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. All right, so how much damage, Randy?
Dexterity modifier.
Oh, plus 3.
Yes.
11.
11, okay. Oh, damn, nice. Okay. All right, so and I use the rules for bloodied. So if I say somebody is bloodied, that means that they have less than half of their hit points left. So that's a good way to keep track of how much damage enemies have for you guys.
Holy crap.
So between the Ray of Frost and that good shot with the bow, this dude is bloodied. You caught him right in the chest with your arrow. All right, next is Jake.
All right, I'm going to use my hand crossbow, and since everybody's targeting that one guy, I'm just going to keep up the trend.
All right, roll it.
Oh, my goodness.
14.
That's a miss.
Balls. Even worse, it was actually a 13. I can't math.
All right, Kyle.
My turn. All right. So I'm going to use my dash attack,
All right.
which will allow me to move way further than I need to. But if I dash, I get to use my gore with my horns.
And now you can just as general info, you can attack with your horns even if you're standing still.
Absolutely.
But do you get? Is it bonus damage if you move a certain number of feet or something?
No, I can. So I can move up to 60 feet with a dash attack and still
Right.
hit with my horns.
Yeah, that is the bonus action. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I rolled a 16 on the die, plus 2, 18, plus 21. Does that hit the big guy?
Yeah, that hits the big guy. All right, so you run up and you gore him successfully. How much damage?
That's a D12, not a D10. D10.
D12.
D10.
I did 5 damage.
And that includes your strength?
That is, because I rolled a 2 on the D10, plus
Gotcha.
a 3 or
All right.
5.
5 damage. So you run up, and this dude is just, I mean, he is in sorry shape. Like, you just gored him right in the gut. You had to bend down pretty far because he's a goblin, but you caught him right in the gut with your horn and kind of lifted him up a little bit. He lands on his feet, but he is looking like he's on his last legs.
I'm
All right.
also going to use my hammering horn ability, which allows me to push someone who I have used a attack action on in the same turn.
All right.
Attack.
Now, in this case, a clarification for that. If you use your dash attack, if you use your dash action and then use your bonus action to make one attack roll, you can't use the push because your attack, it's not an attack action, it's a bonus action that you're using to attack him. However, in this case, he was only about 15 feet from you. So you moved and then you used a regular attack action. So now you can push him.
Okay. And push is just a normal D20, correct?
Yeah, it's a opposing strength contest.
Okay.
Goblin won't win this.
I rolled a 15.
Oh boy.
All right, so you have 10 feet of movement left. So in this case, and he rolled badly, so you can push him up to 10 feet if you want to.
I'm going to push him into the group of 3 across the road.
Oh, okay. So you kind of run up on the other side of him, and then you push him across the road?
Yes.
Okay.
And so
All right,
now
so
we're
yeah,
all
so-
clustered together.
And that
they get to
10
be
feet
up close
is
and
enough to
personal.
push him. Yep. So they're essentially, all 3 goblins are in adjacent squares now. Okay.
And they get to see up close and personal just how messed up their big buddy is.
All right. Let's see. Annalise is next.
The old lady.
All right. What's my thing?
Produce play.
I call her mom.
I'm gonna cast Produced Flame. It's just a D20 and then
Should be a D20 with your wisdom modifier because it's a spell.
okay.
And
Um,
you get your proficiency bonus on your spell attack.
Yeah, it's
what's my math here? Just
2
just so you know.
plus
this is what I
2 is
rolled.
a 4. Looking at a 7 total.
No, that's a miss. It you shoot a flame, but it goes over top of their short little goblin heads.
I probably pushed him out of the way. That's what happened.
Yeah. All right. So John's next.
I'm gonna do lightning lore. It's a level 1 spell. It says you create a lash of lightning energy that strikes at one creature of your choice that you can see within range.
All right.
Target must need a strength save or be pulled up to 10 feet in a straight line toward you, and then take a D8 point of lightning when it is 5 feet in front of you. Okay.
All right.
All right. So I got a 7 on the die. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't think a 12 hits.
Which one are you aiming at?
The big guy.
Okay. Nope. That's a miss.
Okay, so that fizzles that spell. Okay.
Ashley, you're up.
Can we use that again?
You can use that as many.
Okay, how many of them are left?
There's 2 regular measly little goblins, and then there's one tougher boss goblin. And the tougher boss goblin looks like he's on his last leg.
Are those little measly goblins doing anything crazy?
They haven't done anything yet.
Are they far away? How far away were they?
They're about 15 feet in front of you.
All right. But at any, or if I attack any of them, will I get a sneak attack at all?
In this case, in this case, you get your sneak attack damage against the boss guy because Kyle is next to him.
Okay, so then I
Attack the boss guy.
don't tell me what to do, John. I can sneak. What do I use to sneak attack him with? My rapier or
You
my?
can use, because you're within 30 feet, you get your sneak attack damage with your bow. So you can choose to run up. So you can either run up and stab him with your rapier. You can run up and stab him with your rapier and a dagger, 2 separate attacks, or you can shoot him with your bow.
I'm gonna go and just go all out and stab him with both my items.
All right. So now you can only use your sneak attack damage on 1 successful hit per turn. So as long as you hit with one of your attacks, you get the damage. So roll your rapier attack. So that's your D20 plus your rapier 2 hit bonus.
I have it. It says 1d8 plus 3.
That's your damage. So left of that is a attack roll
Okay.
item. So it's like, I think, plus 5 for you. So you roll D20 plus 5.
14.
All right. So you miss the boss guy with the first stab with your rapier, and then you can stab again with your dagger if you want.
Do I use this again?
Yes.
It says I have 2 daggers.
You own 2 daggers, but you can only have 1 item in each hand.
17.
Okay, so that's a hit. So you stab with your sword, your rapier, and he ducks out of the way, but he goes just like you follow it up with a dagger attack, and he dodges the rapier but goes straight into your dagger. So so roll your dagger damage.
1d4 plus 3.
Yep.
It should kill him.
Is it the one that's on the bottom?
It's the one on the top.
Well, there's 2 different types because mine has a flat number on the bottom.
Yes.
Mine looks like
It's
that.
whatever number is upright.
Well, no, numbers are. Oh, okay. So then it would be 6 since I do
Okay.
plus 3, right?
Yes.
So
Wait,
6.
no. Okay, 6. Yep. And now, because you got your sneak attack damage, roll a D6 in addition, the square one.
The regular dice.
1.
Doesn't matter. That was exactly what you needed. When he ducked, you stabbed him in the gut, and you just ripped that dagger the whole way across his belly, disembowel him, and he falls over dead.
Sucker!
So now there are 2 goblins left in the bushes, regular goblins, and nobody has attacked them yet. And they are uninjured, and it is now those 2 goblins' turn.
Gerblins.
Gerblins. All right, so having just watched you guys gang rape the shit out of their boss, the first goblin swings at Ashley with a shitty, nasty scimitar, and he gets. Does a 12 hit you, Ashley? Does a 12 hit your armor class? All right, so he swings and misses, and because he missed, he was kind of shaken, like he was kind of freaked out. You just killed his boss, so he swung and he missed, and then
We killed Rico.
and then good thing I'm not taking Evelyn's rolls because she just rolled a nat 20.
Oh God.
And then the second,
With the luck.
the other goblin takes a step forward and swings at Kyle for does an 18 hit you, Kyle?
18 hit me.
All right. So he swings a scimitar at you, Kyle, and deals you let's see, 6 damage.
Jesus. Okay.
So
This is
actually, Kyle, there's a question here. I never caught that you were raging. Did you?
I was not. Reading.
Okay. So he hits you for 6 damage. Yeah, we're wrapping up. So he Okay, 6 damage, and now the goblin's turn is over. Randy, you're up.
I'm gonna shoot at one of the goblins. I don't know which one.
There's one attacking Kyle and one attacking Ashley.
I'll go for the one attacking Ashley.
Because rogues are squishier than barbarians.
Yep.
Because rogues are squishier than me.
True story.
13. Yeah. 13 hit.
That is a hit.
Little Gerblins.
Yeah.
He's a little distracted by the fact that he just successfully hit a minotaur, and then he kind of pooped his pants a little, so he didn't see your arrow coming.
Yeah, that wasn't the best idea that I've ever heard.
5 damage. Okay, so you hit him, and he is bloodied. All right, Jake.
All right. So I'm going to use my hand crossbow again, and I'm going to shoot at the one that's aiming at the Minotaur.
All right, go for it.
I'm not.
You're not?
4.
Twang! All right, next is Kyle.
All right. So that puny guy who just hit me is gonna die, and I'm
It's
going.
gonna die.
Yep, he's gonna die.
Hulk smash, Hulk smash, Hulk smash.
Not yet. I'm going to gore him. Probably. 7, 10, 12. Does a 12 hit these guys?
A 12 does hit that goblin.
All right. Goblin's going to regret everything. No, he's not. And I did 5 damage to him as well.
All right, he is also bloodied.
At which point in time, can I use my push action to push him into his buddy?
Yes, you can.
I will do so.
All right, strength checks.
Kyle, just pick up the dice.
I want to show them.
Pick up the die and show them.
Oh, nice. All right.
Okay.
So I was actually really impressed with this goblin because he rolled a total of 17. So
Holy shit. It's all
so that's
shit.
that son of a bitch, he put up a good fight, but when you gored him, you pick him up and you kind of throw him into his you push him and kind of throw him off your horn into his companion. And so how much damage did you deal? 5?
5 damage. I get +5 strength, and I rolled a nat 20.
Nice. Yeah. All right. In which case, Kyle, roll 2 separate D4s, and that's how much extra damage each one of them is going to take now.
First one that I rolled is a 4.
All right. So, all right. No, I believe you. You guys don't. I promise, guys. Like, especially because we're not around the table, it makes it hard. I trust all of you. So, like, unless somebody has like crazy multi-session streaks of like 10 critical hits, I believe your dice rolls. I promise. So
rolls with everybody. That's all that is.
yeah,
So
it's all good. I mean, you guys are welcome to show your dice anytime, but don't feel that you have to show them for my sake. I believe whatever you guys tell me. So.
All right.
All right. So what was the damage on the second one?
The second one is a 2.
Gotta go grab my stuff, and then I gotta go to.
Interestingly enough, so when you pick the guy up and throw him into his friend, that's actually the killing blow for both of them.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
Revenge!
Hit me.
So you have slayed the goblins. Now, on the goblins, when you loot them, you find 2 scimitars.
Weapons.
You find 2 scimitars, 2 short bows, and a javelin. You find 2 javelins. So 2 scimitars, 2 javelins, and 1 wooden shield.
Honey, I'm gonna go. It's nice to meet all of you.
You too, John.
Hey, John. Quick question.
Yes.
Well, 2 quick questions. First, do you have about 3 more minutes for me to do a quick wrap up?
I've got 6%.
Okay, we'll do that. So where we will conclude. So you loot the bodies, and you guys you head down the road, and off in the distance, coming up as you crest a hill on the road, you see the ruins of the old manor house, and Garlock immediately says, "That's it. That's the manor. That's the manor." And so you guys head up, and as you get close to the manor, out on the road, out in front of the manor sits about 100 yards back from the road, and where the road branches and goes down to the manor house. On the road, you see 2 dead horses in the middle of the road, and you see a dead dwarven woman.
Well, I don't really mind, but that's just me.
Yeah.
And even approaching cautiously, you don't see any danger. And it looks like they've been dead for maybe a couple hours. They don't look like they've been dead long. So you're about 100 yards from the front door of the manor, and all of a sudden, you all feel a burning sensation.
There's no save for this. There's no save for that.
There's ointment, but there's no saving throw. So you all feel a burning sensation on your right forearm, each of you at the same time. A burning sensation on your right forearm.
I look at it.
And as you look at it, i.e. you look at the group chat in Messenger.
Yep. Oh, good.
Every one of you has an almost tattoo-like mark on the inside of your forearm.
Joy.
and in your heads, all you all, there's no sound outside, but the six of you, and Garlock doesn't. He's looking around at you guys like, what the fuck is going on here, guys? Because obviously it didn't happen to him, but the six of you all look down, and you have this tattoo, and it's about 5 or 6 inches long on the inside of your forearm, and it's kind of it's a very faded, very faded. It's almost like a light gray color. It's very faded, except for Kyle's. Everyone's is faded except for Kyle's. Kyle, yours starts faded, but just as you look at it, it seems to almost flare up, and it shifts almost instantly to a bright red color.
Oh
There's
crap!
some good news.
And in your hand appears a battle axe, Kyle.
There are worse things.
And that battle axe is it looks well used, but in amazing condition. And carved on the side of the blade is the same tattoo marking that's on your arms.
I feel like we're going to be fighting a demon, guys.
Feel bad for that demon.
Probably.
Right? All right, honey. I got to go. My battery's going to die here in 2 seconds.
Yep, that was where we wanted to end. All right.
All right.
Nice to meet you guys.
You too. Bye.